We have got to be cutting edge. We have got to be the ones that are the leaders, because leaders lead. Followers wait for the leaders to do something so they themselves can follow. The fourth truth about fear: yes, we all have them. Yes, unfamiliar experiences are breeding grounds. Yes, unsuccessful experiences compound our fears. But here's the reality. As leaders in your communities, in your industry, in your organization, to grow, we must confront our fears. We've got to look them right in the eye. The only thing we have to fear, FDR said, was fear itself. I agree with him. We've got to look fear in the eye and say, I'm going to move forward anyway. I'm going to act. I'm going to act purposefully. You know, quickly, time as it slips away, I want to give you 3 things that I think leaders can do to manage this difficult economy in spite of this difficult economy. Here's the first thing that I would recommend to you. Number 1, recommit to the things that are truly your purpose in the first place. In his book, a colleague of yours, Thomas Lynch, in The Undertaking, writes, and I quote, he said, I had to come to know that the undertaking my father did, now he was in the line of undertakers, as many of you are. He said, I had to come to know that the undertaking that my father did had less to do with what was done to the dead and more to do with what was done to the living. You already know that. The dead are dead. The living have needs. They have need of you. They have need of your compassion. They have need of your services. They had need of a shoulder to cry on, if you will. You have to recommit to the purposes that drew you or your family members, your ancestors to this profession in the first place. Why? Because even though there are options today that didn't exist in past times, never before, at least in America, have Americans expected more service and are willing to pay for services as long as they understand that the service is personalized to meet their needs. If it's a commodity, if it's the same thing everybody else is doing, all bets are off. But if you can connect with them and recommit to the purpose of serving the living, I predict brighter days in the days ahead. The second thing I would suggest to you is that in committing to the repurposing, you've also got to think differently and act accordingly. Think differently and act accordingly. Certainly come to all of these meetings, because here you're going to see a confluence of ideas and suggestions, hopefully to get you to think differently. But if you only think differently without acting accordingly, it's the equivalent of casting our breads on the water, but nothing ever comes back to us. In the book In Search of Excellence, Tom Peters, back in 1986, wrote, and I love this, he said, so many organizations, I'm paraphrasing now, he said, so many organizations out there are looking for one thing that they can change that will increase, enhance, improve their business by 1,000%. He went on to say it's fool's folly. He said, on the other hand, they missed the obvious opportunity. And that obvious opportunity is very simply this: find 1,000 things, improve each by 1%, and watch your business constantly evolve and blossom in ways that you could have never seen it before. What can you go back to your local community and do differently next week that you haven't been doing before that will have the opportunity of making you stand out, make you differentiated in the marketplace? Act accordingly. The third thing that I would remind you is a common theme with me. Forgive me, but it is. It doesn't make any difference to me that you are funeral directors. I could be talking to information technology people. I could be talking to engineers. I could be talking to deep water drillers, which are some of my clients here in the Gulf. I could be talking to a lot of organizations, and I would say the same thing. In this day and time, we need to be reminded, unfortunately, but we do need to be reminded, be thankful. Be thankful. Some of you, because of the foresight and the commitment, the risk that was taken by your ancestors, your grandfathers, your fathers, and so on and so forth, some of you have been educated and lived a very, very comfortable life because of the family connections that come to this business. Be thankful for that. Be thankful that you're in an industry and living in an area of the world that still values the services that you offer, even though they sometimes might get confused about those services. Be thankful. Be thankful in this day and time that you're in an organization that supports you, reinforces who you are and what you do, and lobbies for you with people who don't quite get it. Be thankful. I heard Robbie, I believe it was, a few minutes ago in his comments leading up to the election tomorrow. He quoted a poet, Robert Frost, I believe, also one of my favorite poets. And I was standing backstage listening to Robbie's comments, and it reminded me of what maybe is the most important thing that I can tell you today. The thing that will drive your behavior and keep you focused in the days, weeks, months, and years ahead, certainly as you leave this conference to go back to the real world. It too is a poem. I'm sorry I can't tell you who the author of the poem is. It's always been anonymous to me, but that doesn't impact the impact it has had on me. And though it's been many, many years since I have shared this poem with an audience, I want to see if I can share it with you today because it makes me feel the way I would like you to feel when you leave this place. The title of the poem is Drinking from the Saucer. And it goes something like this. I've never made a fortune. I may never make one now. But it doesn't really matter because I'm happy anyhow. As I go along life's journey, I'm reaping better than I've sowed. I'm drinking from the saucer. My cup is overflowed. We don't have a lot of riches. Sometimes the going gets tough. But as long as I got my wife, my kids, new friends like you to love me, I think I'm blessed enough. May we never be too busy to help another bear their load, then we'll be drinking from the saucer. Our cups will overflow. I want you to embrace the concept of thankfulness at a time when so many people are questioning what they have to be thankful for. As we embrace the opportunity to be thankful, we embrace the opportunity then to give back to others who can see themselves through us and our leadership. It's going to be a wonderful time in New Orleans for all of you. I'm so honored to have these very few minutes to share with you today. Anything that I can do, anything that I can say, any encouragement I can offer, believe me, I'm here for you. May God bless you all in your journeys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.